Hey everybody! My name is the Brave Squid, and I know what you guys are thinking. What the hell makes him so brave? Well, I'll tell you. In preschool, when our teacher told us to use the blue marker to color with, I went with the red one, and so on that day, a legend was born. But in all seriousness, welcome to my channel. If you're here, that means you love to play video games, and so do I. I plan to play and record video games, all types of video games, but right now I'm just going to show you guys some League of Legends stuff. Now, let's get into what this video is actually for. Learning the ropes, and to start off with runes. Runes and masteries are, as you might know, boosts to your character in-game that you can earn actually with the points from playing. Now, sadly, if you're fighting someone who has runes and you don't yourself, you're kind of a big disadvantage. And before all the haters come in, no, that doesn't make the game pay to win, because you can buy these runes and get the masteries just by playing the game. Now, the first tip I want to give you guys is not to buy any runes until you actually hit level 20. There are 3 levels of runes in the game, and they're called tiers. The third tier being the strongest. Now, the problem is you can't buy the third tier until you actually hit level 20. Sounds confusing? Let's take a look. Now, I went into the store by clicking on this button. Then you go to the runes page right here, and you can see this little drop down menu. You have here tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3. Now, to give you a little example, let's say this rune right here gives you 4.46% critical damage. Let's say if this was a tier 1 rune, it would only give you 2% critical damage. Just an example, I don't know what the difference is. Now, with the increase of the stats that it gives, also comes the increase of the points, the in-game points to buy it. As you can see, I only have 666, which is a kind of a dark, mysterious number, but trust me, I'm not Satan or whatever evil spirit it could be. Okay. Now, like I said, don't buy the runes until you actually hit level 20, because if you buy the runes of earlier levels, so the tier 1 or the tier 2, when you hit max level, those become really pointless. You've spent your in-game points on them, that's a waste, because you also have to buy the champions with your in-game points. And you've just wasted, the points that you've earned so far. So please just wait it out, hit level 20, and then start buying the rune pages that you like. Now, with that tip out of the way, let me show you my second tip. If you're just starting out, it can be rather confusing what runes are actually the best to buy. And on top of that, basically each champion has his individual rune page, so the different runes that you need to be the best champion that you can be. Now, to get every rune page for all the champions that are available, that's going to cost you a lot of in-game points, so that will take you a lot of time of playing. Now, that's what the game is for. Sorry, that's what this recording is for. I want to show you a couple rune pages that you can make for a general build that you can use on a lot of different champions. Okay then, so what runes do we need? We can define this by splitting the champion roles up into 3 different archetypes. We'll take the mage, which is a champion that uses magic, or in this case in League of Legends, ability power. Then we have the attack damage. Basically it's the physical damage user. And lastly, we'll take the tank. Obviously, the tank is a champion that is hard to kill, but doesn't really bring a lot of damage, but it's more, a guard, or someone that can jump into the fight and really annoy the people, and then your friends can kill them. That's what the tank does. Okay, now let's go back a little bit. We're in the store right now, but we're going to go to the summoner profile. This is all you can ignore. We're going to the runes page right here. This is actually where you set up your runes. Now, as you can see, there are a couple different colored runes. That means there are 4 different rune types. Here we have the marks. As you can see, the greater mark of attack damage. These are the seals. These are the glyphs. And lastly, these are the quintessences. These are the big bad boys that bring a lot of stats. And you can actually have 3 when you hit max level. As you can see here, when I mouse over, it comes an extra window. This will be the last one when I actually hit max level. And these open slots are because I'm only level 21. So, see, they're locked right now. As you can see, locked, blah blah blah. Okay. So we have the marks, the seals, the glyphs, and the quintessence, 4 different types. Now we go back to the store, and what I want to show you first is what you can buy as a rune page for the mage, the ability power user. There we go. The first rune I would suggest is we start with the marks right here. The first rune I would suggest for the ability power user is to get actually the flat plus ability power marks, which are these bad boys right here. As you saw, when you hit level 20, you can't actually buy all the runes yet. You only have 6 available slots. So if you press on unlock, you have some points. I don't know how many points you have at that point, but we'll see. And then you do quantity, you can get this up to 6. I only have this many points, so I can only do it can only buy 2, then I'll have 92 points left. That's why I can't go any further than this. So you buy 6 of those. You can also instantly buy 9, but you can only put those other 3 in when you actually level higher. So maybe it's smarter to just start with 6 for now. Okay, so as a mage, start with the marks as 6 ability power runes. Then I'm going back to my runes page because I've already bought 9 of these. But defense in the game is something that every single champion can use. It's not necessarily the best, but like I said before, we're going to make a general build that you can use on a lot of different champions. So for the second rune, I would suggest getting the seal of armor. Armor is useful for any champion, so you can be a little bit more beefy in the earlier game, so you don't get messed up so easily. They do one skill and you're half HP, for example. This will protect you a little bit. And the same goes for the glyphs. These are, of course, armor is for defense against physical attack. Now, for the glyphs, I would suggest getting these. The magic resist. You can pause to see the name so you can find it in the store. And magic resist is, of course, defense against magic. So ability power users. Now, lastly, I would suggest you can skip these for now. These big ones. These are really expensive. And yeah, they give very nice stats, but maybe it's better to just start with this for a bit. But if you do want to buy these, then I would suggest just getting a flat ability power on these. These, as you can see, is attack damage. This is my attack damage build right now. I would suggest getting flat ability power. Okay, now that's basically the mage build that we've covered. So ability power marks, armor seals, magic resist, glyphs, and ability power quintessence. Now, the second build I want to show you is, of course, the one I have right here, which is for the attack damage characters. If you've played the game a bit, you will find out which characters are actually magic using and which are physical and which are more tanky. I could get into that right now, but there are so many champions and that's so long to explain. It's not really worth it. Okay. Now, what I have here is I've taken attack damage marks, so basically the same as the ability power ones. I have here again the armor and the magic resist seals, because I said before it's basically good on every champion. So to build a second rune page for physical users, you only so far have to buy these, because these are the only ones different. And lastly, for the quintessence, I took here, of course, the attack damage one, because I don't have any ability power on a physical user, so swap those out for attack damage. Now, see, it's very simple. The only difference that between the first build and this build is only these right here, the marks and the quintessences, and the rest you can keep exactly the same. So that's cutting the cost of your influence points or the in-game points a lot already. Now, lastly, well, let's talk about the tank. There are tanks in game that actually do damage with either physical or ability power. So depending on what kind of tank you want to use and you know the champion, you might want to use either the plus attack damage or the plus ability power marks, and you already have them from the first two builds, so that's no problem. You don't have to buy anything extra. You can keep these again because it's a tank. You want to be beefy, hard to take down, so why not just keep the armor, seals and the magic resist glyphs. Then for the quintessence, I would suggest getting flat plus health. and I can show you real quick if I can find them. We go to runes, we're on tier 3, quintessences, click on health, and these bad boys right here. Look at how expensive they are. They cost 1,435 each. That's why I suggested that skip the quintessences for now, because they can be extremely expensive. Now we go back to the rune page. So basically for the last build, for the tank build, you already had from the first two, you had either attack damage or ability power marks. You already had the seals, the armor seals. You already had the magic resist glyphs. So you only have to buy the quintessences. And with that out of the way, if you have all three these builds, you can use it on every champion in the game. Because there are magic users, there are physical damage users, and there are tanks. That's really shortened, of course, because everyone has a little bit different play role and all that, but this is just for a general build, and if you have these three builds, you can cover it for every single champion. So I suggest getting these first, and then later, when you have earned more points, you have the champions that you want to play, you can fine-tune these builds a bit more. And maybe I will make a more advanced tutorial about the best champions in the game, which we call the tier 1 champions. But for now, if you have these three builds, you're ready to rock. You're ready to just tear up the fields of justice. Okay, I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button. And also follow me on Twitch, where I stream regularly. You should see it on the screen right now. www.twitch.tv/Brave Squid. I stream about every day, usually in the afternoon and in the evening, GMT +1. So yeah, check it out. I will make more videos here for you guys. I hope this was useful, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in game. Bye.